Hello. Hello. Hey, Crazy Pants. Hey, Booski. Hope everybody's doing well. So I'm in a new office setup. I got a new desk.
Hello.
Hey, Teamworm. I'm also quite tired, so if I say things that are nonsensical or something seems off, it's because I'm tired and, maybe didn't get everything fully set up. I probably missed something, but yeah, the camera's in the same position. I just moved some stuff behind me. It might change. I don't know. And so let's see, what were we doing? So last week we were working on this, which was just me trying to figure out different kind of creatures in my game, what they would do for food or for food. Oh, come on, let's get a bigger thing. Okay, there we go. So for food or for nesting or how they would interact with the player. We got some more to do. How they interact with each other. How they interact with themselves. Like, I don't know, they clean themselves, go take a bath, whatever. And then also how they interact with other species. Like if they're prey, they probably run from them, The lighting looks nice. Sweet. It's kind of bright. I think it's better than before. The shadows aren't as bad, but yeah, it's so bright. Everything's so bright. It's fine as long as I just it's bright, but it looks good. Sweet. Thank you. I appreciate the, I guess, compliment. I don't know. Oh no. I didn't. We're not centered. Here, okay, there we go. Now we're good. Clearly, I need to work on the camera centering. So, I did, as Dirk Glover begged me to do many times, and looked into using a thing called Miro, Miro, and they have all sorts of fun like productivity things. This one is, shoot, I don't remember what this one's called. It's like an idea board or something. I swear it told me in the top. Right now it just says my first board, but I swear it said what thing it was. Dang. Okay, well, I don't know what kind of thing it is. It was one of the default like 8 that it offered me. But I transferred all of that information that was on so beautifully put in the paint document. Paint file, whatever, the thing we were just looking at. I copied it over to here. And so I think for the rest of today, I need to finish off this table. And also the point of the table, in case people weren't here for last time, is I want to make as quickly as possible a prototype of all of the different functions that I will need for my game to work as a whole. And I think one of the most difficult parts of that is going to be having like creatures walking around in the world, doing slightly simulated things like collecting food and going to sleep and running from the player. So this table is just a list of all the things I need to keep in mind. So like if I make a creature to battle and capture that's an herbivore, then I can go through this list to think about the fact that it needs to eat things. It needs to have a place to live. Oh, it's kind of small. Hold on. Should I zoom in or could I make the font? Oh. Ooh. Oh no. I don't like either of those options. Okay, whatever. We'll just zoom in. That's slightly better. So if I'm making an herbivore, I need to think about where it gets food, where it would live, what it would do in regards to the player. Avoid them, not care about them, maybe be aggressive if it's like protecting its nest or its babies. I don't know. And so then, yeah, as I try to make a functioning prototype, I'll make sure that I don't miss out on anything that I need to do, and then have to waste more time. Okay, so we finished what they'd eat, we finished where they'd live, and we finished how they would interact with the player. Also, just for reference, currently we have 4 kinds of creatures. Producers who get their energy from the sun and the ground. Energy from the sun, nutrients from the ground. Herbivores that eat plants, carnivores that eat meat. So probably carnivores eat everything else in this table. And then detritivores that eat dead stuff. And then obviously there are omnivores, but I'm just going to consider them a combination of herbivore and carnivore and just consider both columns since they're right next to each other. So yeah, this should be quick. I don't know how long it's gonna take. I'm pretty tired, so I'm gonna go kind of slow. And then after that, I want to start conceptualizing some puzzles. I kind of want to do the thing that Zelda does, Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild, where there are like, there's overworld puzzles, and there are also like actual little like dungeons you go in. Shit, they called like shrines in Zelda. I don't know. But then each different environment, the overworld versus shrines versus maybe like a larger dungeon, will have different kinds of puzzles because of the restrictions of the area. Shrines are like small and enclosed. Dungeons are large and enclosed. The overworld is large and open. So yeah. Okay, so what the hell are we doing? How do producers interact with their same species? Shit. Okay, so if you're a plant Pokemon, again, this is going to be a Pokemon-like game. So if you're a plant Pokemon, what the fuck do you do with your buddies who are your same species? If you're like a Bulbasaur, you would probably like engage in like playful antics. I feel like most of these species are going to, let's zoom in more, play with each other. Or not. They might just be actually like fully rooted in place. But they might play with each other. And then they might actually like fight for resources. That's definitely a thing. Both like food, nest area, mates. Let's see, what the hell else? What the hell else would producers do? Oh, I guess they would. So fighting for resources might also include light. Like, if you were a plant creature and you were rooted in place, like let's say you're like, oh, a bellsprout's a bad example because they're carnivorous. They have leaves. They probably do photosynthesis, right? Sure, we'll go with that. Okay, so a little bellsprout. Let's find a picture of a bellsprout. Oh, that's not how you spell bellsprout. Oh my god, neither is that. Oh. This network is blocked due to unaddressed abuse complaints about malicious behavior. Excuse you? Okay. That's fascinating. Cool. It was just a Google search. Let me try that again. You know what? I might have left a VPN on. I was maybe looking around at some things to sail the 7 seas for. And I may have left a VPN on. That's troubling. Oops. Okay, you know what? Shit. That's actually, yeah, my connection to the stream is unstable. Oh my god. Alright. I should probably end the stream for that case and then come right back. So I will be right back. Mucho apologies. Yep. And oh my god. All right. It appears that I am back. Let's try that again. Great. Oh my god. All right, so let's give everybody a moment to come back. Oh my god, OBS says my encoding is overloaded. Bro, we're just looking at Firefox, man. Gotta chill out. All right. Dashboard, we good? We good? Okay. So let's say you're a Bellsprout. Would it make sense if you had rooted yourself into the ground and you're getting some sunlight, and then your buddy Bellsprout comes over and he roots himself into the ground, but he's taller than you? He would block out your sunlight. So then maybe they would only compete for resources if they had to. So maybe if necessary. Like, if there was prime soil, just a small area with prime soil that all the Bellsprouts wanted, they might fight over light. I guess producers might just like pollinate each other. That might be another way they interact. I think that might be it. What else do species do? I don't think producers would need to clean each other. But like, you know, like gorillas, like, they like groom each other. I don't know if we would, well, can't scroll up. I don't know if we need any other, actions. Same species interactions from the producers. Okay, and so then I just copy that because this is going to be the same. So for herbivores, they're going to play and fight for resources. And then it's potentially like courtship. Yeah, courtship is probably a better term than mating. Like, I guess this applies for every different animal type other than the producers. They might like dance or build nests or what the hell else? Oh, fight. Would elephant seals like beat the shit out of each other for territory? And then I think like if you're a lady elephant seal and you're on the beach and a dude elephant seal comes and he beats out all the other dude elephant seals, like you're just like, okay, you're my man, I guess. So why are you higher up? If I click off of you, okay, now you're aligned properly. Okay. And for carnivores, yeah, so I think this will just be the same for all of them going forward. Oh, what about detritivores? Okay, so carnivores and herbivores are probably going to have the same interactions with their own species. Like foxes play with each other. I don't know about fighting for resources. Oh my god, stream elements. I've been live for a bit. Don't be like that. Shit. I guess they would fight for resources even if they hunt together. Like wolves kind of have that issue. They hunt together, but then there's like a fucking pecking order. They argue over who gets food. I think the whole like alpha wolf thing was generally disproven and only happens in groups of wolves where they're not like familial. Okay. Is there anything else that carnivores do? Shit. I mean, I guess you could put raising young as something they do. I don't know if I actually want to go through with that. First, dude, Team Worm, it's weird. I've been streaming for a while again, and I typed okay we back in chat just in case people were still in chat. But boy, Stream Elements did not catch back up. Stream Elements thinks I just went live. It's been like 2 minutes. I filled out 2 whole panels. All by myself. Sad day. Anyway, welcome back. You are in some technical way first. Okay, so Detritivores is weird. Like, how the fuck? So Detritivores includes, like, all sorts of animals, right? Like, are vultures detritivores? Like, there's all sorts of bugs. What are 5 detritivores? Sure. Millipedes, springtails, woodlice, dung flies, slugs. Many terrestrial worms. I asked for 5. The question, we asked for 5, bro. Sea stars, sea cucumbers, fiddler crabs, some sedentary marine polychaetes. Okay. Oh shit, there's decomposers versus detritivores? Ooh, decomposers break down dead organic materials. And detritivores eat dead organisms. Ooh, shit. Shit. Okay. Do I just put them together? Decomposers and detritivores. Yeah, why not? For now. So, and either way, it includes like mobile animals. No, I did not. Control B? Oh, Control B it does work. Wait. No, it doesn't. The lowercase d just looked bolder than I thought. Okay. Then we'll just come in. Okay. All right, Miro, I don't know if I'm a fan of that workflow, but plus up there. Okay. Huh. Do crabs play? Do worms play with each other? Do crabs play? Hermit crabs generally like to play without much human assistance. But when they have the right toys, they couldn't be happier. Okay, so hermit crabs play. That's fun. Oh my god, this is all just like how to play with your hermit crab. Do crabs play with each other? Normal crab-to-crab behavior. Pushing contests also are a way to get acquainted. Run up against each other and wildly wave their antenna and sort of flick their legs and claws out at each other. Oh my god, this is more hermit crab stuff. Okay. Alright. Okay. That's starfish. Can crabs feel love for humans? What an autocomplete. Starfish are behaviorally complex. Okay, so it seems like maybe they don't really, like, not a whole lot of playing going on. All right, so we're gonna not include that for them. They'll certainly still fight for resources, and crabs definitely do funny courtship stuff. Their silly claws. Is there anything else they would do? I guess because this category includes mushrooms. What is the process called for mushroom reproduction? Like they sporulate, they like make spores. In most known mushrooms, spores are produced on the lower part of the cap. Reproduction usually takes place at this time of year between the autumn and winter, usually in the following way. Spores find other genetically compatible ones and fuse together. Cool. Okay. Okay. So how would that like manifest in their activities? Like let's say we had a mushroom creature that could walk around. Does that mean it would just walk to be like generally close enough to release its spores to interact with other mushroom dudes? Or maybe it would go to like a place it thought was the best environment? So I guess we'll include that under like courtship. I don't even know if it's a word. I'm going to put sporulation. It's probably not a word. No, it's not a word. Fine, we'll put spore mixing. I don't know what the fuck else. Oh, are ants? Are ants detritivores? Oh my god. Ants are usually scavengers and detritivores. Okay. Okay. So if ants are included, then I feel like it's kind of important to note that they would cooperate. I think it'd be fun to show a little. There's like some kind of ant Pokemon to have them like work together to get food. Like maybe they can smell food across a little river and they could like attach to each other to get across the river, like make a bridge. If there are any creatures that are ants in my game, it'll probably be like a Trapinch. Like he's supposed to be an ant, but like he's enormous. He's fucking enormous for an ant. At least I think he's supposed to be an ant. Maybe not. Nope, he's an ant pit Pokemon. Okay, how big is he? He's a 33-pound ant. Fucking explain that, Pokemon. I think ant exoskeleton situations wouldn't be useful at that size. Maybe they would. I think the whole idea with an ant that makes them so powerful is they're so small. And so their like strength to weight ratio is crazy. So maybe they could still live, but I don't know if they would be as successful. But who cares? This is just for fun. It'll be fun. So then I guess I should maybe add... Should I add the cooperation section in the food area as well? I think so. Just to remember that they cooperate by doing... to get food, potentially. What else do ants cooperate to do? Build nests. Oh my god, I have ant hole listed already. Okay. Shit, so yeah, like ants cooperate to do like fucking everything. All right. And so then what do we have next? That's good enough for now on the other ones. Self-interaction. Right. So I don't know. Like the thing I was thinking of here is that like animals clean themselves. That might be the only thing. What else do animals do toward themselves? I guess like mentally they think about whether they're injured and try to avoid dangerous situations if they're injured. I don't know if we need to represent that in a game. So self-interaction might be just like very simple. And I don't know if would a producer really do anything? I guess if you were a plant and you could move, like a bellsprout or a bulbasaur, like they're special because they're a plant, but they also just can like walk around. Like they would probably clean themselves if they could. That seems like a thing. So I guess just like grooming. And nah, you know what? Let's just not. That word has lots of meanings. Let's just not. And you know what? We'll just copy from here. Oh, and I can paste from up here. Can I? Hold on. Now when I right click you, it says I can click Control V to paste. But I can't. What about if I'm in here? No. Am I pressing the wrong button? No, I'm not. That's Control C and Control V. Okay, well honestly, it would have been easier to just right click and choose paste. What else? God, is that literally all animals do? Ooh, maybe. So Pokemon walks a weird line where some of the Pokemon are like they're clearly just like people. They're just fucking people. Like a Machoke, he's wearing a belt. What the fuck is that? Where did he get the belt? Did he make it? It looks like it's made of metal. Maybe it just looks that way. But maybe we'll go with like adornments, because I think that even maybe for like birds that like build beautiful nests, like bowerbirds build cool colorful nests to attract their mates. There could be some bird that like puts some cool shit on himself to look cool, or a ladybird. I don't know, shit. Like if a peacock had to go find cool stuff to put in his tail feathers, if he didn't just grow that shit naturally. So maybe we'll leave those activities for an herbivore and a carnivore. They might have more complex mating, courtship situations going on, and that might be a way that they focus on themselves. But I don't really know how else an animal might just like focus on itself, other than keeping itself clean. And then, like I mentioned, considering its like physical health when trying to engage. Like cats try to hide that they're sick because they don't want to get hunted. Yeah, okay. I think that's kind of a waste of a row, but it's good to have it there just to remember. I think the way this will manifest itself the most is like if a carnivore goes to hunt and ends up like hunting in a sandy area, they might get covered in sand, and their prey might be covered in sand. So we might have them like catch the thing and then like walk to some water and like wash it off in the water and wash themselves off and then eat the thing. Might be the activity we try to like program in. And again, very little animation. There will be very little animation involved in this. It'll all just be like you kind of watching and having to pick up on these simple ideas happening. And maybe for if if a creature goes in a sandy area and is like running around, maybe we could change their texture, like make them look sandy and dusty. And then when they go in the water, that could go away. That seems like something I could conceivably figure out how to program, I suppose. Okay, so for other species interactions, I feel like maybe we don't need this and it's the same as player interaction. Like let's look at like herbivores. They might avoid certain species, especially carnivores. If it's not a carnivore, they will probably be indifferent. And then either situation, they will probably be, not cool with some other animal coming between them and their young, even if they're not a hunting animal. Although maybe not, though. Like, what animal protects their young, but is also around other animals that don't threaten it? Like if a sheep on a farm has babies, one, would it be protective if a wolf came by? I feel like it would. But then two, would it care if like a cow walked in between the sheep mom and the baby? Would it care? Okay, so maybe we just change this to, I guess, just like other creature interaction. That would include the player. Symbiotes react to the player and other creatures in different ways. Right? Yeah, I think that's good enough. I think that's good. Okay, so we're gonna take you out. Great. And then I guess we'll just... Oh, we can just remove a row. Cool. Cool beans, bro. Okay. So the last one that's actually probably important. The last two are very minor. Object interactions. And this might end up being kind of the same as the same for every column. So maybe it's just something I make a note about in the corner. Let me see. I think I wrote some things in the bottom of the paint file that we were messing around with last week. Okay, yeah, world and terrain interaction. So what did I have written? Climbing trees, walls, rocks. Destroy/change. Terrain or objects. Logs, trees. They might dig holes. Let's keep our structure consistent. They might dig holes, and that could reveal items for the player. Also for the creature in question. Might dig to like find food or something. Right. They will eat things. So that's something I definitely want to program in. Like, I think it's a hilarious idea to, like, you're going out mining to like get some fucking materials to make like a new weapon or some armor. And like a bunch of fucking geodudes just like wake up and they're eating the ore that you need to mine. Like, to them, it's like delicious. And so then like you gotta like fight them or just race past them and like collect the ore as quickly as you can. So if you fight one of them, the rest of them are just gonna keep eating your fucking ore. I guess it would depend on how much there is. If there was a ton, it would be worth it to cull them or scare them off or something. Let's see. Right, they might collect things for their nests. All right, Miro, this is a little bit annoying. Can we, if I click out of this and then click back in? Okay. They will seek out water, drinking and bathing. Seek out specific ground types. Okay, so I guess some of these are environment interaction and some of them are object interaction. So let me actually separate that. It's like enviro interactions. And then what? Okay, climbing things would, I think, count as environment. Ooh, actually, it's kind of both. It's both for sure. The trees will be objects, but walls will be part of the environment. Anything that's destructible will be an object. Anything that generally does not get destroyed, it will be part of the environment, part of the tile map. Things can be placed on top of it. And that's a way that you could kind of change things. But when we're talking about things changing, it means like a tree breaking, getting cut down, a boulder being pulverized into little crumbly rocks, etc. Okay, so how many of these just apply to the environment? I guess I'm just gonna like copy all of them. Nope, not like that. So, digging holes would just be part of the environment. That's just going to be something that shows up on top of the tile map. You're not like, that's not an object you're interacting with. You're interacting with the ground. Eating things is absolutely only going to be object interaction. Collecting things for your nest. Well, if I need those things to be collected, then they need to be able to like disappear. Ooh, do they need to be an object though? Yeah, it's much easier to update something like that than a tile map because the tile map is all one thing. So if you had like a flower, you would want it to be an object that you could remove from the game world easily. At least I think. I could be wrong about how Godot works. I don't know a lot about it. Okay, so then this is objects specifically. Seek out water is going to be environmental. Unless they like destroyed something to get to water. But that's like, that would then cover one of these other things. They destroyed some rocks to get to water. Well, then they're destroying or changing the terrain or an object. Okay. Seeking out specific ground types. Again, environmental. Is there anything else I want to note that they do? Shit. Okay. You're a little tiny Bulbasaur. You're running around. What do? You want to go, like, get in the sun? Oh, I guess that's an environmental interaction. Seek out well-lit areas. Actually, I guess we could combine... We could say that they'll seek out sunny or shady areas. Like, I guess if it's hot, a carnivore might go hang out in the shade. That's a thing. Okay. Oh, what the hell else? Back to being a Bulbasaur. Running around, smacking your other Bulbasaur friends with your vines, getting some nice sun. Maybe sticking your feet into the ground to absorb some nutrients. I guess Bulbasaurs have mouths. They could also just eat things. I guess they're probably also a carnivore. Or nope. Probably also an herbivore. Maybe not, though. What the fuck is a Bulbasaur? What the fuck, man? What do you eat? What do Bulbasaur eat? The Bulbasaur line, like many grass types, can subsist entirely via photosynthesis. From the world of Pokemon. Are you an official site? You don't look like an official site. Cool idea, though. Cool idea. Also, even plants don't subsist entirely on sunlight. They need nutrients from the soil. Oh well, it's still fun. Okay, so like, what other objects might you interact with? I don't think Bulbasaur would really interact with other objects a lot. They might like climb a hill to get some better sun, or go hide in like a little rocky outcropping when it's raining or something. What about? Okay, so herbivores is next. Let's think about carnivores. I feel like they're a much more. Carnivores are like a very active thing. Like herbivores are gonna like walk around and eat grass. They would also poop. I don't think I want to get into like poop and fertilizer, and that aspect of a simulation cycle is just kind of like, I don't think it's worth the effort. So, what do carnivores do? Giant bears scratch trees. I feel like destroying or changing terrain and objects pretty much accounts for everything. Yeah. Well, they might just move things, so maybe destroy / change / move. They might just like move things out of the way. Just like the player will be able to like move rocks. Maybe they would too. Okay. Anything else? Yeah, I feel like this pretty much just like describes everything. All right. So then, question is, do I copy paste all these? Just so it's easy that I just go down a column. Yeah, I think that's what we do. Damn, you can't use control to select multiple. Oh, hey, now? Uh-oh. Wait, but why? Thank you. Now it works. I swear I was doing the same workflow before. All right, Miro's a little strange, but it's pretty efficient. I like it. Okay. So we have the giant table of all the bullshit that our animals might do. And so if we ever go to add an animal, we just figure out what kind of animal it is and then go down this list to decide for any given animal what it might or might not do. So that way I won't miss anything when programming. Okay, cool. So that's good. So the next thing I want to do is just like conceptualize some puzzles. I guess we could open another Miro thing. How do I do that, Miro? Okay. Boy, I hope you saved my board. Uh-oh. How? Oh, I did not think about that. Okay, so first, my first board. It's there. It was right there. It was right fucking there. Okay, cool. Great. So we go back. Can we rename you? Rename. We'll go with they're called symbiote. So like symbiote. Ooh. Habits? Symbiote actions, maybe. I think that works. Okay. let's see, what do I want to do here? I think maybe another one of those tables just to kind of come up with the ideas for our puzzles. It was a visual table, I think. Yeah. Okay. So this is just puzzles, bro. Yeah, actually, I guess I don't really need multiple rows, just one maybe? Okay, so hold on. Let's just, let's get all the puzzle types out. So there's open world. And yeah, I guess we need the extra rows. There will be different types of puzzles within this. If I do this, will you? Great, you will keep the bold. And then you'll lose it if okay, I get one chance. So we have open world puzzles and then shrine puzzles. You know what? Just, why not? Why not just put the word puzzle? Wait, you're not, now hold the fuck on. Oh, you can't just like Control Z? Oh no. Oh, you can't. Okay. Okay. A little too far. So now hold on. What if we do that? Okay, that's annoying. So if I just delete everything or highlight everything here and start typing, it's going to remove the formatting of the alignment. Oh, it's brutal. Okay, well then you're just not going to do that. You're going to go like, nope. One letter left. Okay. So then, I could do, should I do a brief description of each of these? Sure. Crap, it's gonna be the same thing. Whatever, we're just gonna... No, I do like the bold. I do like the bold. And actually, maybe a slightly bigger font for this. 24. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is just copy and paste you. Oh my god. Okay, so this is just gonna be a brief description. Okay, so open world puzzles are found while the player is exploring and traveling between areas. Wow, traveling only has one L. Can't spell anymore. So open world puzzles are often simple and self-contained. Like if you I think a good example might be like Genshin Impact. There are certain puzzles where you have to use like these like elemental orbs that you find. And there are a bunch of these different puzzles that use these same orbs, but if you find an orb, you can't just like take one from one puzzle and go like 100 meters that way and use it at a different puzzle. There's going to be a different elemental orb there, or a different set of elemental orbs that they expect you to use to solve the puzzle. So that if you pick something up and try to walk too far, it just like disappears and goes back to where it was. I think that's important because then it keeps the player focused on the puzzle itself and not trying to be like, do I solve this by bringing a resource in from somewhere else? And a situation like that might be something that happens in a dungeon. The dungeon will just be a large internal area where you're going to be moving things around and maybe solving puzzles in between multiple rooms or multiple areas or something like that. Let's see. Simple and self-contained and maybe like thematic when possible. So I think a good example of thematic when possible is Tears of the Kingdom has puzzles where you like the Korok seeds that you find. You'll just be walking along and something is off. Like there's a ring of stones. There's 5 stones and then a shadow or a little spot where there's no grass for a 6th stone. And you're like, well, why isn't there a stone there? And then like maybe a little ways away, like there's a stone behind the wall. And you're like, okay, what if I just bring this stone and set it where it should go? Because clearly it goes there. And then you do, and then like a cute little forest spirit guy is like, yeah, ha, ha. And then he gives you a Korok seed, which is actually just some like fossilized Korok poop or something. It's pretty silly. But those puzzles are not necessarily thematic. Sometimes they are, like they'll use objects that are in the area naturally, but they're not really like, they're not thematic in the way that like a Zelda dungeon might be. Like Ocarina of Time has a water temple, and like everything in the water temple is about like raising and lowering the water level. And so then these things are just like, they're just quick, they're just simple. If possible, they'll be thematic, but you don't really worry about it. They're all over the world. It's not like they only appear in certain areas. And there are all sorts of different versions of them. Like there's a Korok seed that you can get just by seeing a little spirit guy like up high in a weird spot. And you're like, oh shit, can I get there? Like, duh, you can get there because he's up there. You gotta fucking get up there, bro. Figure it out. Is there anything else about them? Simple and self-contained, thematic when possible. I think you spell occasionally. Fucking 1S. Oh my god, bro. These spelling skills are just fucking decimated. Autocorrect. So occasionally the puzzles will involve symbiotes that are out in the world. I think maybe a good example of this would be Elden Ring. There are sometimes large objects that you can't break, the big creatures can break. So you just get in a fight with a big creature, bring him over to the statue that you can't break. Oh, actually, I bet if you have a big crazy weapon, I bet you could break them on your own. I'm a little spellcaster boy now, so I don't have a big crazy weapon. So then in that case, okay, you don't have a big crazy weapon, go bring a big strong symbiote over and get it to attack. Stand next to the statue and get it to attack it. But I don't think that'll be like thematic in that you'll only have those kinds of puzzles in areas where there are larger creatures to do that. Okay, so the shrine puzzles, these are accessible from the open world, but are self-contained in a separate instance. Describing them as shrine puzzles makes it pretty clear that they will be modeled after the puzzles from Tears of the Kingdom or Breath of the Wild. I think it was a great idea to have little tiny puzzles. I was a bit disappointed. I haven't gotten really far in Tears of the Kingdom, but Breath of the Wild had pretty disappointing dungeons. Just like kind of okay. Nothing spectacular. It was each dungeon was one of the like great beast machine things. I think I remember kind of enjoying 2 of them. One of them I did not enjoy. And I don't remember, I think there were 4. I don't remember the last one. Fuck, it's been a while. Okay, so they're accessible from the open world. They're self-contained in a separate instance. So we'll go with some are simple, some are complicated. Oh my, I swear I hit the C. Some are multi-step. So, okay, you know what? Let's keep this short. Simple or complicated. Multi-step. Or single step. So a lot of times shrines in Zelda will be like 3 or 4 puzzles in a row, and each of them is a kind of idea. You can usually get an idea of what that idea will be by the name of the shrine you're going into. It kind of hints at the concept you're going to be toying with, and then each step gets more and more complicated. Usually the first step, maybe the first 2 steps are like painfully obvious, and then the next 2 steps are like, okay, now you understand the rules. Here's an interesting wrinkle you might not realize how to get past. And Zelda's really fucking good. Tears of the Kingdom and Breath of the Wild a little bit, but really Tears of the Kingdom really shines in letting you solve the multi-step puzzles in like 3 or 4 different ways sometimes. That's fucking cool. And you might not even realize there are multiple ways to solve the thing. Like, you'll look at it and be like, oh, of course you do this. And then you'll watch some fucking YouTube video about some guy who makes his wife play video games, even though she doesn't play video games, to see how she will experience them. And she solved it a completely different way. And that's fucking cool. You like, didn't even realize. Didn't even realize. And then the last thing I think is that they're often thematic. Well, no, they're always thematic. But it's not like what I am thinking for the way that I'll design this, as opposed to Tears of the Kingdom, is that I want this world to be post-apocalyptic in a sense that like there used to be gods, and then all the gods like disappeared, and everybody's mad at them. Some people are like, they ditched us. Some people are like, they lost their powers because they suck. Some people are like, no, they like made a sacrifice for us. The truth will be somewhere in between. But then the idea would be that each of these shrines that you go into is dedicated to a god, and it has like fallen into disrepair because nobody cares about them anymore. And you are sort of like honoring them by solving a puzzle that is like thematic. So if there was like a water god, maybe the puzzle itself would be about tides. And as far as I can tell, Zelda doesn't do that. That would be really interesting if Zelda actually did have strong theming with its puzzles, and I just hadn't realized it yet. But I don't think so. So I want them to be not only thematic in that they build upon themselves, strong theme maybe. So they build upon themselves, and how do I say this? Like, it's like they're inspired by the values or aspects of a god. Of a fallen deity. Let's go with deity. Deity's cooler. God is like, are they immortal? Like, if someone's a god and then you kill them, like, to me, that means they weren't a god. They were just they were a god. I prefer demigod for that situation, but demigod is a fucking mouthful. And maybe you could argue that deity means the same thing, but deity sounds so much more like looser, like it's like a force or a spirit. And I do want, part of the design that I want, or the theme, I don't even know how to describe it, the like backbone of the way that I want to design magic in the world is that there are, if you want to be a god, if you want to be a deity, if you want to be powerful, you have to embrace certain ideals. Like, if you want to be the god of war, Like, you have to keep doing war. And if you don't do war, then you lose that kind of power. And maybe you could make a transition. You could go from being like a god of war in the Northern Realms to being like the god of life in the Northern Realms. That would be a very difficult transition, because the less you ward, the less you would have power from like making the world the way that you see it, or the way that you value. Like, the god of war would be like, well, I'm the god of war because war is an important concept. War is something that must exist, and it makes sense to be good at it. So I will make war. Literally, like, I will go do wars, but also, like, fundamentally, anyone who does a war is like helping empower me. The idea is a bit inspired by Destiny, but I like it because I think it's an interesting way to a la Brandon Sanderson. It's an interesting way to have limitations on your magic. So like, the god of war can't just do whatever the fuck he wants. He only has power because he does specific things. And the belief in him and the respect of people who worship him grants him much of his power. And if he stops being the god of war by doing war things, then he loses that power. So it won't just be like that these shrines show the, like, how do I describe it? It's like it's not just that you will have to complete a puzzle by showing that you like understand the importance of an ideal of war, but also like the personality that would come from it. I don't know. I'll have to come up with like example puzzles. I have a few ideas that I have in notes that would kind of explain it better. I don't have the words for it. Okay, so these puzzles not only build upon themselves, but they're inspired by the values or aspects of a fallen deity, but also, I think, or an environment. So like the things I've been thinking of, because I know I want the starting area to be by a beach, like a god of the ocean would, obviously water would be important. The tide as well. And then from that, from those aspects of the environment, you can kind of get at the values that an ocean or water god might have. Like, the tide is a cycle, so then they would be very focused on like the ebb and flow of things. They're not about like constancy. Like, a god of stone might be more about constancy, whereas a god of the tide is like no, my understanding of the world, the way that I get power is by understanding the ebb and flow of things. Things change, but then they change back, and then they change, and then they change back. So in that way, it's like the puzzles will both be inspired by the environment itself, but also by the like values or aspects of a deity. With the idea being that the more of each individual kind of puzzle you solve, you get more, maybe not like favor with them, but you like help to empower them or like bring them back to life. And then they are thankful for that. So then like you get stuff. So I guess favor is a fine way to describe it. And then the dungeon puzzles, same thing. They're accessible from the open world. They're also self-contained. How do I describe this? Because I don't like puzzles that could be in a shrine. I don't think would be like a puzzle that's in a shrine could also be in a dungeon. But there will be puzzles that are in dungeons that absolutely can't be in shrines, and they will be like large multi-room situations, like a water temple. You're gonna flip a switch in one room and that's gonna change the water level for the entire floor. You might go to a different corner of that floor and find like a drain you could open, so now the water is completely empty, but the floor down below now has more water than it could have before, and that changes how the switches on the lower level work now, because now you're working with even more water than you were before when you were previously using them. So they're also self-contained, but many of the puzzles within a dungeon are large and span multiple rooms or floors. Let's say think water temple with switches that affect the water level on an entire floor. Sure, that's good enough. And then I haven't really thought about how like heavily thematic I want these to be. I think the shrines, the idea will be to focus heavily on the themes, and especially if like the shrines I can kind of conceptualize being like you come in and you read like a plaque that is about like an event that happened to a god, and then that hints at the kind of puzzle you're going to be solving. Like, I don't know if you read something about how like a flood destroyed a civilization or a village, and the god felt bad about it, so then the god like learned to stop that from happening. Then the little series of puzzles you would do in that shrine would be about like trying to manipulate or control the tides by like blocking them with certain things, and you're gonna have to experiment and realize like, oh, certain things don't work to block the water, certain things do, certain things block the water, but then it sends it this way, so like you're manipulating the water path to keep it away from maybe like torches or something. Like you start the puzzle and some torches light up, and then there's like a ticking sound that's like, okay, they just have to stay lit up for a certain amount of time, and then water rushes in and puts them out. And so then you're like, okay, before I restart this, I need to see, where did the water come from? What tools do I have to block the water? What do I do here? Something like that. And then the idea would be like, you're kind of like honoring what the god believed in, the good things they've done, and showing that you understand the value of those things. Metaphorically, literally, it's just a fun puzzle. Like, who cares? You might think like, fuck that god, I don't give a fuck. I just want to solve a puzzle. But that brings us to dungeons, and I think I feel like I want to have less of a focus on theme and more focus on like corruption or an enemy type that has overtaken the dungeon/temple. So you might do a bunch of shrine puzzles for the ocean god, and then you might go to the ocean god's dungeon, and you're not going to be doing all of these little thematic puzzles. There might be one or two in there. But the biggest thing is that you'll be coming into a situation where like everything's fucked up, and your goal is to kind of like root out something that has taken hold in this dungeon. Maybe it's like some kind of like evil force that is like spiritual or supernatural. Maybe it's just a bunch of like soldiers who have taken over an area, and they're being little shitheads and like defiling the shrine, not taking care of it. I don't know. So then you might you might utilize tools or things that you found or that you have interacted with in the shrine puzzles, but they won't function in the same way. It would almost be like if you encountered a shrine puzzle that was like broken or destroyed, but certain aspects of it you could still engage with. And then you would use that to be able to get further into the dungeon. Like instead of worrying about leaving those torches lit and having water flood in and cover them, maybe you just want to have the water flood into a certain spot so that you can like raise a little floating like raft or platform to get ahead. And the only reason that platform is there is because like certain areas were destroyed and it has fallen into there, or it's some other kind of object that doesn't even actually belong in the dungeon. I guess really it should be like more focus on accessing new areas to root out some kind of unwelcome. Wait, unwelcomed is not a word? You can't put a D on unwelcome. Or you can't, yeah, okay. Huh. That... Somebody could have welcomed me. Oh my god, is it just the past tense of... No, maybe not. Oh my god. Oh, maybe not. No, like I welcomed you into my home. That's a... You can say that. So maybe you can't do un as a verb. You'd have to be you are not welcomed. You can't be unwelcomed. Okay, you can be unwelcome, but you cannot be unwelcomed. Sure. All right. Great. I got it. Okay, so is that how I just want to say that? There's more focus on accessing new areas. Like a shrine is going to be like 3 or 4 rooms, and it's simple. A dungeon is a complex, sprawling set of rooms that you are not so sure how to navigate. And even if were you to say find a map, the map may not be incredibly helpful. It would let you know where certain things are, but the map would probably have been made before everything got all fucked up. And so the map might be like, yeah, you can go left in this room, and you look and like there's a giant pillar that's blocking the door. So you're like, no map, you can't do that. And a big, actually that's potentially valuable. I think I want to make a note of this. An important part about this game is that I want the player's character to be like making a Pokedex, but for lots of things. So like if I find it annoying that you're playing Pokemon and you can't remember, like, boy, do ghost attacks affect normal types? I don't know. I don't remember. Probably they don't. That sounds right, but I'm not sure. Are normal types immune to ghost attacks? Are ghost types immune to normal attacks? Is it just half damage? I don't know. But if the player has ever experienced a normal type attacking a ghost, or a ghost type attacking a normal type, you will just have a fucking reference sheet. And the idea would be like, once your character sees that happen, they're like, oh shit, yeah, like a normal attack just didn't do anything to a ghost. I'm writing that down. And now I'll have a little table I can look at while I'm playing the game. It'll just like come up on the screen if I tap a button, like perfect. I want that. And I think this would be another fun way to enact that, is that you could get a map for the dungeon that is not correct. And so then you go into a room and you realize it's not correct, and you could like update the map and like mark a little X on a little doorway, because like, no, you can't actually go there. Okay, cool. Got it in my idea bin. Feel like that's good enough. So we understand the different kinds of puzzles. now don't know if I actually want to continue this. I guess I should. So I think the idea was going to be that I would continue with each different kind of like biome or area. So maybe we start with like a beach. We like beach puzzles. Crap, lost our bold. Zoom in. Okay, so I know I want the opening area to have a beach. It just feels good. It feels like a good way to show off the things about the world that I want to exist. Seeing like the transition between beach and grass and like creatures running around, little crabs on the beach, little like rattatas scurrying from bush to bush getting berries. I really want to get a nice animation for the tide coming in and out. I was thinking it would be kind of fun. Maybe I can express this idea really quickly. But I think it would be cool to have a silly little puzzle where you're walking along, right? And you're on the beach and like maybe the tide, actually no, that's a bad spot. So maybe the tide comes all the way up to here, right? The waves, not maybe tide is the right. Tide is like the cycle, high tide, low tide. I don't know. So maybe at high tide, the water comes all the way up to here. And just like at a normal beach, it recedes back, right? So like the wave will hit and then the water might recede like back to here. And it's not a great sand color. So I swear, hold on. Yeah, gotta hit the edges. So this will work. Okay, so nope, change colors. So in this area, you would have like wet sand, right? Up here it would be less wet sand. This sand is not getting wet. This sand is getting wet. And obviously you're going to have, like in between there would be a transition, right? But this is just for illustrative purposes. I thought it would be fun if there was some kind of creature that lives underground, right? And you can like see like a telltale like the shapes of like a burrow, like the way that oh my god, what are oh my god, sand crabs? Are they sand crabs? There's little creatures that live in the sand and you can see them making little bubbles when the waves recede. I think they're called sand crabs. I'm losing my mind. I'm so tired. I almost didn't stream today because I was like, oh my god, I am exhausted. But I want to make progress on this thing. So anyway, you might be able to kind of figure out what I'm doing here. This is a terrible representation, but like pretend this is a maze, right? And you could see just for a moment as the water recedes, you could see like a slightly lighter or maybe slightly darker shape that defines the maze, and it like fades away. Dang it. Nope, I want to hit that. Sure. So something like this. And we definitely need to only have one exit. I'm really bad at just drawing an impromptu maze, clearly. Here, all right. So something lame like this. I don't know. It would be better. I would fucking draw a good maze. So then you as the player have to kind of like look at it, and then you will get yourself some loot if you enter here and like follow the path without touching any of the tunnels. Like a little guy will pop out of a hole and just like give you a treasure chest. So I want to do something kind of silly like that. And then also I want to there's there is a Pokemon that is just a sand castle. I don't remember his name. This guy. Hey, GRT. How's it going, dude? So there's a Pokemon that's a sandcastle. And I was thinking a fun variation of that. Oh my god. Oh my god, he's eating Pikachu. Oh no. I was thinking a fun variation of that would be like a hermit crab that builds himself a little like armored sandcastle. Is that a Pokemon? Yeah. This was what is its name? Palisand. He's like a palace of sand. Oh, and then Sandygast. The idea is they're like haunted. They're like there's like a ghost in them. But I was thinking of having a similar situation where it's like a hermit crab that makes a little castle like this. And you would come across like 3 of them hanging out together, and they have like one castle that's a decoy, and you touch the one that's different, and then they like give you a chest for it. Which generation is it? Ooh, I have no idea. Let's see. Generation 7. Oh my god, dude. Oh, no way. They were introduced in Sun and Moon. Okay, I did play Sun and Moon. Interesting. I guess I had Sun. Maybe they're not in Sun. I don't know. I encountered one in a like fan-made game, Infinite Fusion, but I have not encountered one in an actual Pokemon game. Okay, so back to this. So I want to at least note the open world puzzles. So definitely a maze puzzle, like I just described, and I think that would be fun because it's simple, but it uses aspects of the beach that are true to form. And then I think maybe I'll describe the puzzles as Korok Seed likes. Maybe Korok likes. There's a streamer I watch who refers to them as Yahahas because they say Yahaha when you solve the thing. We'll call them Korok likes. Maybe just Korok like puzzles. And I think that will include the, oh my god, a tiny fruit fly just like flew and landed on my nose for a second. Ah, fuck. Warm weather. Warm weather means little fucking fruit flies. Gotta get out the fly traps. Okay, so I think this would describe those like little sandcastle puzzles I just described. And I don't really know what else I would want in the open world. We would need something that is like simple and self-contained, and then ideally would use aspects of the beach and water. So we'll come back to that. And then shrine puzzles, kind of the same thing. I want to focus on I want to actually just like jot down themes. I don't really have ideas to focus on yet. So it's like the tides, water, waves, sand. We could have puzzles that are about moving certain amounts of sand with like sand starts high up and will fall, and you can kind of guide it into certain places, and you need to guide the right amount into the right places. And I want all the puzzles to be very easy to reset, even if it's not really realistic. Like you can just like press a button and like poof, everything's back. At the very least, like Pokemon, when you're doing boulder puzzles, you can just like exit the area and walk back in and it's reset, which makes no fucking sense, but you gotta, it's like the rule of cool. You gotta follow like the rule of fun for games. When logic gets in the way of fun, you probably just need to go with fun. If you have to choose, you know. Let's check out like Poseidon's the god of the ocean, right? What else does he do? What would it make sense that a god of the ocean would be concerned with? Ooh, storms. Now how come earthquakes and horses? I like storms. Storms like come from offshore. They like come from the ocean. I like that. I don't know about earthquakes and horses. Maybe seafaring in general. But that seems hard to represent as a puzzle. So how about like wind? Horses were inspired by waves. Now hold on, Team Worm. What? What? They did what now? Like whoever created horses, they were thinking of waves when they made them? That is, I think, the most logical way to read your sentence. Earthquakes is interesting too. Both of those are such weird, specific things. What is their source on that? Can we read that? Oh shit. Oh shit. As god of the sea, Poseidon thereafter enjoys a natural popularity among the Greeks. Oh my god, can we zoom in? Oh. Along with his wife, Amphitrite, whose name is obviously connected with the sea monster, Trite. We've reached the limitation of your knowledge. Okay, so like Poseidon was inspired by waves, and so like that inspired him to make horses. So the idea is like what horses like running, they look like waves. Yeah, dang, I would like to actually find that in here. There are cases where Poseidon is the tribal ancestor and the origin of unifying power. Oh my god. Why this text is like impossible to read even zoomed in. It's like terrible. Sanctuary on the island of Calaria is the center of an early Amphictyony. Oh boy, I'm not looking up what that means. Come on, get to the part about horses. So epic Poseidon is defined as god of sea in the context of the Deception of Zeus episode. The Iliad poet makes Poseidon himself explain. Kronos had 3 sons, Zeus, Poseidon, and Hades, and when the world was apportioned, Zeus was allotted the sky, Poseidon the sea, and Hades the underworld. While the earth and Mount Olympus were to be held in common by all 3. Okay, we're not finding horse info. Been listening to the Percy Jackson books at 2x speed. Cool. Can you? Oh my god, 2x speed's too much, dude. You can understand that? 1.5 is like the max I can do. Greg's having the time of her life up in your office. Is she playing on the shelves? We got to get Tommy up there. I feel like he would love to run around the ridiculous number of shelves. You call it anti-reading because it's probably bad for your brain. It might not be as good as reading. It's probably not bad, though. I would hope. Oh, he reads slow. Okay, all right. Maybe that works then. Okay. He harnesses his horses, steps on his golden chariot, and drives across the waves without the axle underneath being wetted. The sea opens up joyfully in his path, and the sea beasts, the monsters of the deep, come and play beneath him in the water. They know their master. Okay, so he rides around on horses. That's pretty cool. Okay. I don't know. I don't think we're gonna actually find this here. I thought it was just one page, but it jumped us to page 136 of 497. Holy shit. Oh, and Greg's jumping around in all the boxes. Right. We have a bunch of Chewy boxes to build Tommy a box for it. Dang, that feels bad. We've been saving up stuff for Tommy, and we haven't even taken him upstairs, but now this stray cat is just coming in there, making it her home. That's fine, though. Greg deserves nice things. The storm, however, may also become the very epiphany of the god. Okay, we got to the storm part. Oh my god, we're reading a citation that itself has a bunch of citations. Oh my god. At the same time, however, Poseidon is, as his Homeric epithets indicate, most closely connected with the earth. He is the earth shaker, the god of the earthquake. Huh. Mythology describes how Poseidon shatters rocks with his trident and hurls them into the sea. So maybe the idea is like forceful waves that like break down things. Like people were like, okay, yeah, he's like shaking the earth. That's kind of cool. Okay, we didn't really get much about horses other than he rides around on some horses. The earthquakes thing sounds cool. I don't know if we want to do that though. I think we have enough themes to work with for the shrine puzzles. And then the dungeon puzzle, I haven't really thought about what kind of force would, some kind of malignant force that would be causing a problem. Greg hasn't gotten in a box. She's running between all the stacks and keeps jumping on your desk and slapping your hand while you're typing. Nice. Good cat. Smack that crazy pants. Okay, so what would be a good force for a water temple? It's just fucked it up. Like you have a river or a lake and it just looks lovely and then now it doesn't. What happened? Or it's not functioning the same. Like it could be frozen or like dirty, polluted. So things could just be like out of balance. And maybe there's some kind of invasive plants, maybe would be an idea. And then you as the player are trying to navigate through this destroyed dungeon and removing the invasive plants. Ooh. Maybe. Part of the puzzles could be like identifying which plants are actually invasive. Like have multiple solutions to puzzles. Multiple solutions. And there's like more complicated solutions that involve more work for the player, but destroy fewer non-invasive plants. Invasible. What? What? Words. I definitely typed that. I can't blame autocorrect. There is no autocorrect. Okay, so I think that's an interesting idea. I think that's enough to work with. Especially because they don't just have to be plants. They can be like plant symbiotes that are like corrupted. Now, whoa. Why is this text so large and this text is small? I made this one larger? I must have. How do you look at 24? You look okay. You're gonna look terrible. Oh, you fit. Okay. Fine. That's fine. Okay. Real quick, dipping back into this. Are there any other open world puzzles that I can think of? I feel like there needs to be water manipulation puzzles, and maybe also sand manipulation. But I'm not really sure. Ooh, and then maybe even like skipping stones could be an interesting thing. Like skipping stuff across water. You gotta like skip the right stones to get some kind of result. Okay. And then I think another biome to think about would be, you click once, you do not double click. Grassland. Okay, nope, we lost. Did we just lose bold? Right? It's everything else is the same. Yeah. Okay, and then let's add a few more of these. So we have a beach, we have a grassland. Probably like a mountain area. And my plan is essentially, I'm going to create a functioning prototype that's just like a little tiny island, and it will have like open world puzzles from these 3 different opening biomes. Oh, you get, of course. I know how text editors work. And then maybe like a shrine puzzle of each thing. But no actual dungeons yet. The biggest focus will be on kind of just like testing the shrine puzzles before I put them into the actual game. But most importantly, getting the symbiotes to navigate and interact with the world in an appropriate way, and make sure they don't like, I don't know, get stuck on the entrances to the shrine, or oh my god, if I accidentally made it so they could go into the shrine, like all my Rattatas are disappearing because they're thirsty and they can detect that there's water inside of a shrine, and they're just like, yeah, I'll just go inside the shrine. That would not be what I want. Okay, so grassland seems kind of difficult for open world puzzles. So maybe we think about the themes and then work backwards. Oh fuck. Oh my god. I'm gonna take a fucking nap today. Okay, so what would the themes of a grassland be? There's definitely like a seasonal cycle that you could focus on. Maybe even like, brush fires. It's kind of like rebirth is an interesting concept. Let's see. Is there like a god of the grasslands? What do we get? Okay. Demeter is the goddess of agriculture, fertile soils and land, root, grasses, and grains. Oh, well, now hold on. Wikipedia, what is this? Berstuk, the evil Wendish god of the forest. That's not really what we're after. But Jarilo, god of vegetation, fertility, spring, war, and harvest. Okay. Okay, so I think that's some stuff we can work with. So like growth and harvest are definitely good. Maybe like I don't know. Do I want to include fruit, grass, and grains? I feel like they're kind of included in growth in general. Maybe we just add like growth of plants. Now, I don't really know how that would translate into making puzzles. This one might be, this might be like, we just skip this biome. Maybe we have a beach that quickly transitions into a small grassland, and then we just kind of ignore that and then go right to mountain. Yeah, I don't know. I guess this could be a place for like light puzzles. Since we're like focused on growth, the idea could be like guiding light to the right places. Like I guess it's a bit cliche, but like where you bounce light off of mirrors. I don't know. I have definitely had some cool ideas for like light puzzles where you are bouncing colors. Like you're bouncing light off of mirrors, but you have a certain number of mirrors. Some of them will just bounce all the light. Some of them will bounce light, but they'll only bounce the red part of the light. And so then like you might also have like walls that you can only send certain colors of light past. So then the idea is like you have to use your limited resources to send light through different areas to get it to some final destination. So yeah, maybe we could do light puzzles. That's a little bit weak on theme, but I don't know where else we would do light puzzles. Ooh, maybe a desert. Ooh, yeah, a desert would be a much stronger place to have light puzzles because mirrors are like made of sand. Dang. Okay. Okay, we need something. Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not light puzzles, or maybe we do light puzzles here instead of in a desert. Or both if I could figure out a cool way to differentiate them. Let's see what Demeter's about. Damn, Wikipedia is the third result? After Britannica? Bro. No. And after, oh my god. After Demeter Fragrance. Some fucking fragrance company. Whoa. Demeter, it looks like you got like a swollen wrist, girl. That's a... Oh, is your arm broken? No. Okay, this is a weird perspective on this statue. Not important. Okay, so she presided over grains and the fertility of the earth. So maybe there is room to do something with that. Like some kind of puzzle where you're like interacting with or you're positioning things so that like everything can grow. Like if you had a little a little spot where you could move plants around, and you need to put them in a certain position. You figure out like, oh, these only want a little bit of shade. These want a lot of shade. So the ones that want a lot of shade need to be next to a really tall plant on all sides. Okay, that's like maybe an idea. Connection restored. Thank you. Did you need to break my connection? I was in a different tab, bro. Calm down. I'm coming back. Okay, so plant puzzle. This plant wants shade. I know it's a better way. Move plants around so they shade each other, and each one can get the right amount of light. All right. That's a maybe. That's a maybe. We could certainly expand upon things like that in the shrine puzzles. The shrine puzzles, because they'll be self-contained, will give me a lot more room to kind of set something up like this. But I could still foresee there being like just a little example out in the world. And kind of like the witness, I like the idea of you being able to encounter things that you don't necessarily understand, and then you'll eventually see you'll see something that reinforces that concept, and then you'll know you can go back. Sorry you're late. That's okay, Dirk Lover. You helped a friend with game design and made crepes. Cool. Also, nice new background. Oh, thank you. I got a new desk. It goes up and down, which is cool. Like, this. Bye. But I don't have the lights set up to do that yet. So, but yeah, I got a new desk and moved some stuff around in the office. It was exhausting. I'm exhausted. I appreciate you noticing it. Also, you know, I gotta fill up these cubbies with cool stuff. They're currently empty. The living room is full of a bunch of my crap. Crazy Pants has been surprisingly nice about it. I think at this point, most of my crap is back in here. The volume-wise, the large things, the bookshelves, the desk, some other things, it's all finally in here. So, you know, I'm making progress. Oh. But anyway, Dirk Lover, as you can see, I got Miro going. We're designing puzzles. Yeah, only very broadly. Trying to think of like, based on biomes, the themes that would inspire the puzzles, essentially. And then this will be good for me to just kind of think about when I'm going to sleep, like what kind of thematic puzzles I could come up with following these specific themes. So far, pretty much all I've done is the beach, really. And things I'm trying to break them down into 3 different categories. Like small, simple puzzles that are out in the open world. Shrine puzzles like the shrines from Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom, which are like small and self-contained. And then also like dungeon puzzles, which are huge. Like many rooms, multiple floors. If certain things you do in certain rooms will affect different rooms or different floors. Sleep stream so you can see the thought process. Oh my god. That's a little bit creepy. Team Worm, are you psychic? Can you like, if you can like see me, you can like see what I'm thinking? What am I thinking about right now? Okay, that's all you get. If you can't work with that, too bad. So we kind of outlined beach. I had some ideas for open world beach puzzles. And then audio only L. Oh my god. Well, too bad then. You don't get to know. I have some actual ideas for open world puzzles for the beach area, and then ideas for the themes that will inspire the contained puzzles in the shrines. And then for the dungeons, what I'm kind of thinking is that the dungeons are more focused on you trying to get to a boss. You are at the start, the boss is at the finish, and the boss is like some kind of malignant force, and that boss and its underlings have kind of destroyed this like temple or have taken over this dungeon area, and you have to use similar tools that you have used in the shrines, but the shrines are about like heavily themed puzzles where the things that you do are like clearly set up and functional, but in the dungeon like things are broken and destroyed and you're like moving through the area. You're not really concerned about figuring out like, oh, what is this puzzle I'm trying to figure out? Like these waves keep putting out this torch and I have these tools at my disposal to like stop that. Like it's almost like a little game, whereas the dungeon is supposed to feel more like, oh, this place is fucked up and I am just trying to get to the thing that has fucked it up and destroy them. Moonlighter made good dungeons. I did play a decent amount of Moonlighter. I think it wasn't like unique enough by the end of it. I put a lot of time into it, but I didn't beat it. I got to the last boss, and then I can't remember if I decided I wanted to grind more or something, but it like just wasn't fun. It wasn't enough new stuff. I felt like I had seen it all. It was a really fun game though, up until I got tired of it. Dungeon is the boss, or you've got to go to the very heart. I think it'll be different depending on each dungeon and how they're set up. Like no matter what, the boss will be the hardest place to get to. Maybe it's the middle of the dungeon on the floor you came in at. Maybe it's the top floor of the dungeon is the entire boss fight. Maybe it's the bottom floor of the dungeon in the back corner. It'll always be the hardest place to get to though, with maybe some exception. Maybe there will be some dungeons with like an extra secret little bonus room that's really hard to figure out. But the goal of the player will be to move through the whole dungeon to get to the boss, and they will have to go through most of the dungeon. Maybe there are some extra little parts they don't have to go through if they figure out some smart ways to navigate. It was pretty thematic and introduced new mechanics. Yeah, I remember there being different dungeons. I need to, let me make a note to look back into Moonlighter. Maybe there's some cool ideas in there. It was definitely a fun game, and I think they released some kind of DLC or something that I didn't get to play. It was also a really cool idea to, the way the shop is set up. That like customers actually come in and like look at things and make comments, and where you position items in the store matters. That was fucking fun. That was cool. Okay, so we have some themes for the grassland, but I honestly feel like I want other themes. I don't know. Nothing here is like really, really strong for making a bunch of puzzles. The beach is kind of cheating. Like water and sand are like such great tools for making puzzles. I feel like I could, if I needed to, I could, and I couldn't think of anything, I could look up other puzzles that use these things and then like put my own like twist on it. Oh my god, and we have wind, right? Because Poseidon's also like god of seafarers, so I decided to add wind into that. Maybe we could flub it a little bit and have wind be part of the grassland. And we could do some wind puzzles with that, because grasslands are windy. How about selection farming? What does that mean? I don't remember what that means. Selection farming. You select what you farm? Let me look back at Demeter. Her symbols are the scythe, cornucopia, wheat, bread, and harvest grains. The pig and the snake were her sacred animal. Did we do anything with that? I don't know. Maybe it's worth noting. Scythe as a tool of harvest. And then cornucopia. Oh my god, oh no. It's just one fucking P. All right. So the cornucopia is probably her thing as like a symbol of bounty, or like a symbol of, I guess bounty works, like a lot of something. Forget it. Oh my god. I just didn't understand what you meant, Dirk Lover. You can try to explain it if it matters. How about pollination puzzles? Okay. We are talking about like harvest and fertility and growth. That's an interesting idea. I had already thought about like plants and trying to get them the right amount of light, like repositioning plants so they get the right amount of shade or light compared to their neighbors or something. Pollination is an interesting idea. It seems cool. We might have to go with a smaller font size for this. Oh, that's too small. I can choose, right? Can we do like a 20? Sure. Let's shorten this. Say move plants around. Get the right amount of light. Okay. So what would we do with pollination puzzles? Obviously, things can only pollinate stuff within a certain range of themselves. But then maybe you want them to pollinate certain things but not others. I mean, you could do something as simple as like you'd have a puzzle with multiple plants, and then each plant contributes each plant contributes an attribute, or sure. No. Okay, my idea is like maybe your goal with the pollination puzzle is to get plants to produce all white flowers. And to do that, you would need like a plant that's already red needs to get pollinated by blue and green. A plant that's green needs to be pollinated by blue and red. And then where you position them, you can see exactly what their like pollination range is, where they spread their pollen. And so like you want to position them in a way so that like, oh, the red one needs to be hit by the green and the blue one, but we don't want the red one to hit another red one. So something like that. So like goal, get all white flowers by having some plants pollinate their neighbors, but not get pollinated by their neighbors. I think I can work with that. Chain reaction. Oh, that's an interesting idea. So like you could have like multiple generations of pollination, and like a red plant could pollinate a blue plant, and that would turn it to red and blue. And then when that goes to pollinate, it would be contributing red and blue to something. Ooh. Oh my god, this is reminding me of that Minesweeper thing. Chain reaction. Multiple generations? I think that'll be... Where did that inspiration come from? Yeah, right? Look, you just take what you like and you fucking... You tweak it a little bit to make it be your own, you know? Okay, that's pretty cool. That seems like a cool idea. Rock, I'm all right. I'm like one of those rocks that you think is a cool rock, but then like you look at it and you squeeze it a little bit and then it just like crumbles into nothing. You know? Like for a moment, maybe. Like maybe. But then you really look at it and you're like, ah, that's boring. That's boring. But for that brief moment, I was pretty cool. And I'm okay with that. Okay, let's add pollination into this as a theme. And maybe we can build on these pollination puzzles and make some cool, like, complicated shrine versions of them. Oh, and then of course the Korok puzzles will be in every biome. There will always be things that are out of place, just like in Zelda, and it's up to you to kind of figure out how to fix it by moving things or doing a certain attack. You know what? I do think I'm gonna bold wind because we might put wind somewhere else. So I think that I'll do that. If I think something might be used somewhere else, I'm gonna bold it. And then decide, okay, is it okay to use it in multiple spots? Or do I want this area to be the only place with wind puzzles? Okay, so dungeon puzzles. What? Water might be tied to the moon cycle. Oh, that's an interesting thing to add. It's kind of part of tides, but I think that should go back to the beach section for sure. Like, especially, well, like we have like wind and storms that kind of go with like navigating the ocean. I guess waves too, water of course. And so the moon would go with that for sure. Ooh, moonstones that repel and pull in water. That is fucking cool. Cooler than Pokemon moonstones. Although Pokemon moonstones are pretty cool. When I was a kid and I made a Nidoking at like level 20, it was a terrible idea, but it was a very cool surprise. To just be like, what can I use this moonstone on? Oh, holy shit, Nidorino? What? Nidoking? What? Okay, yeah, let's just add... Let's see, let's put it over here. We're gonna have to make this smaller. Oh, it'll just go down for us. Great. Moonstone. Oh, you know what? No, we should just add it with water manipulation. Use moonstones. And I'm gonna put moon in little like parentheses because it's like, or apostrophes. No, I don't like that. No. It's like, it's not an actual moonstone. That's like a thing in real life. It's a fantasized version. Cool idea, Dirk Lover. Keep throwing those at me. But also, if you have an idea for what should the evil force be that has invaded a temple in the grasslands. The grasslands are all about a seasonal cycle, about rebirth and growth. So I guess it could just be some kind of like disease. Might be actual meteors imbued by the moon. That's a cool idea. Yeah, I think I would love to come up with some kind of like lore, interesting lore about the moonstones and what makes them strange. Oh, that's easy rabbits. Oh my god. So like the temple's just full of a bunch of rabbits that are just like eating everything and just like reproducing, and then they're just a scourge. Damn. That is incredibly reasonable. I don't know if I like it as a malignant force. They're so, like, they're sweet. They're so cute. I don't think players are going to want to murder a bunch of rabbits. You can tweak the basic theme of a location and put it in imbalance. Yeah, that's the idea. Is like for the previous area, it was like, okay, if you have like a beach or a water area, what prevents that from working the way that you would expect? So like initially I was like, okay, if the beach was frozen, then you can't really have a beach with moving water because it's frozen. Or dirty, polluted. Like those are all things that that screw things up. That's an interesting idea. So it's like you're stuck. The seasons are no longer progressing. Wonder. Okay, so stuck in a season. That's a good idea. Honestly, just like imbalance, and we'll put rabbits because that's a good representation of it. Things being out of balance, and that would be kind of a fun. This I think might be fun for shrines. If you went into a shrine, and the puzzle is that like there's an environment, kind of like the overworld, but it's imbalanced. Something is wrong, and you need to like add in the right resources to make sure that it is now a balanced system. That actually, yeah. Let's add that. You're no longer bold. Thank you. Balance as a theme. That's useful. Ooh, harvest and decay is a cool focus. So I guess it'd be like growth, harvest, and decay. We could have this like out of balance, and maybe in the way that you can change the water level and like flood rooms or empty rooms of water in like a like water temple, like in Zelda. Maybe in this you would be like changing the state of things to get access to different areas. Ooh, darkness or scorched lands. So let's put that as an idea. I'm hesitant about this because I already kind of realized. Dang it. I already kind of realized that I might want light puzzles to be in a desert area. And a desert area would also go really well with like light and dark imbalance, because that's like an important part about a desert is how fucking bright and hot it is. But balance and imbalances for every dungeon. That's a good point. I guess from this point of view, it's like nature. This is like very specifically like there might not be an evil force necessarily. There might just be imbalance. And maybe the boss is not necessarily malignant and evil. He's just like a greedy little rabbit who has grown enormous and just wants to eat all the food and make a bunch of offspring who also eat all the food. It could be, but you are right that balance and imbalance is essentially the focus of every dungeon. At least that's what it feels like. We might come up with something that's not that way. But from the inside looking out, that is how it feels. I I do like growth, harvest, and decay. It would be interesting to like maybe the player can change the season. That was always that was a really fun aspect of that one Zelda game. Oracle of Seasons. Oh my god, it's something of seasons. Being able to manipulate what season it is. So like maybe the temple itself is stuck, but you, the player, can shift it from one season to the next. But your goal is to get time flowing again. So what kind of boss would that be? Some kind of thing related to like time. Seasonal beacons. I was kind of thinking the player would just have like a tool that did it, but actually that might be more interesting to have it be physical places you have to go to. So that in certain you can't just do it anywhere. You have to be at a certain spot to change things. And so then it's up to the player to think like, okay, I need to get to that beacon, and to do that, I need to change the season to winter. But before I do that, I need to change it to spring so I can get over here. And then when I change it to winter, then I can get to that spot. And then that final spot lets me into the next room. Okay. So maybe the player can change the season using beacons on the floor. Sure. Or how about just using objects? Let's do player changes season. We need some space in here. So I like this idea. I think we need a good boss. Maybe maybe like some kind of like evil sentient creature. Like an evil wizard who is screwing up the order of things because he doesn't want to die. And if he halts the flow of time, he won't die. And so like you fight him and you like undo what he's done, and then time starts flowing and he just like ages and dies. For bosses for the grasslands, any way of a mossy golem guardian of the dungeon that malfunctioned. Oh, that's an interesting idea. So like normally he would be like a caretaker and he keeps balance in check, but something has happened and now he no longer does that. That's an interesting idea for a boss. Maybe not the final boss, maybe the final boss. Okay, so then how about we get rid of bold? Of course, we'll say like golem caretaker boss that has malfunctioned. And this could still, like the golem guy could be the like middle boss, and then we could still do my idea with some kind of like wizard stopping time for his own selfish means. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like that idea. I think I need some more broad ideas for the open world, but I think I'll just leave these this table open and like read back through these. Because yeah, honestly, now I feel like I have a more concrete understanding of some puzzles I could make. Like I could make like 60 of these puzzles, either of these like plant or pollination puzzles. For the previous beach area, these are more like loose ideas that I don't know how fun they would be if I varied them dozens of times. Ooh, uncontrolled growth is for a jungle. That's a good idea. Okay, so you know what? The idea is just to start with like 3 biomes. These are going to be the 3 for like the prototype island where we get our like navigation going, make sure that all the creatures can navigate things. We'll do our testing of puzzles there. So I'm not loading like a giant world map that makes Godot fucking slow to function. But let's get other biomes written down for sure. So we definitely want a desert. Definitely want a jungle. Jungle is a fucking sweet idea. What other cool biomes? Hit me with some cool biomes. Ooh, sure, like a full-on forest. Yeah. And then definitely a snowy area. And then that's hard because really it's like there's like snowy forests and snowy, was it like a taiga is like a snowy desert, basically. Oh my god, is this a picture of Minecraft? Oh my god. The fucking Minecraft is like sneaking its way into Google's fucking explanation of biomes. Holy shit. Okay. That's very funny. Oh my god. We can just reserve themes for later. Yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to at least, like if I think a theme like a light puzzle would go in a desert, I want to just throw them in down here, essentially. Like today, I just want to finish mountain, and then I might end a little early. Well, maybe not, honestly, the way we're going. Mountain's going to take the rest of the time. But if we have ideas, we'll make a new spot and we'll throw things in there. So for now, we'll just have desert, jungle, and forest. So I gotta remember, don't double click. So uncontrolled growth, definitely. For the desert, we definitely want wind and also light and dark. And then I suppose very specifically as well, light puzzles. Okay. Also, you're too small font. Bet I can just change the default font size for the whole project. Figure that out. Is there anywhere that looks like obvious settings for this board? Oh, cool. Like a little voting thing to figure out what you should do as a group. That's fun. There's probably an obvious gear thing somewhere. Nah. All right, I'll figure it out. Minecraft did invent biomes. Oh, you're right. You're right, Timur. I'm sorry. Me and Google got it wrong. How about a primeval forest where trunks are like 2 millennium old? Yeah, okay. I do. I'm almost afraid we need multiple forests. It's not really a theme, but huge old trees. Absolutely. Absolutely a thing. Chimes for the desert is a cool idea. And I feel like that ties in with wind. And we're not actually filling this out. I just immediately was like, I have these other ideas I want to put in here, but definitely, well, I definitely have more to add, but we'll do that later for desert. So like a mirage is in a perspective and layering intersection puzzles. Sure, like, okay, so your perspective of something, like the whole puzzle is about having the right perspective and then that solves it. That's a cool idea. Like it's a mirage until you have the exact right perspective and then it like becomes a real thing. Multi-layered art on glass. Yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. I have seen some videos of some like trippy shit that this lady and her team makes. That it's like it is multiple layers of glass and then they like shine light on different layers of glass and it looks like a mushroom trip. It's fucking cool. Okay, so I've actually, yeah, okay. All right. Don't double click. Mirage, perspective, puzzles. I'm not gonna not write it down, but that's not what we're doing right now. Like between perspective and the right position of the lenses. Yeah, so for the player, it seems like this would be hard with a fixed camera. I do want the camera to be able to zoom in and out, and I want the player to be able to kind of like in Hollow Knight, you can push one of the sticks and kind of like shift the camera a little bit in a direction so you can kind of like see below you. And so we could probably use that to have the player, like, they need to find just the right perspective and hold it. And then whatever it is they're looking at will become like an actual thing. We could also do it more similarly to what you're saying with like actual like layers of glass that you like, layers of something that you one on top of the other that results in a like final image being formed. But right now we got to do mountain. So let's start with the theme for mountains. Oh my God, I'm never going to learn to not double click. Like double clicking is just how you, it's like Excel. You double click a cell to start editing it. That's what you fucking do. The mountain might be Hades. Yeah, I think we should, is there a volcano god? Because Hades definitely overlaps a little bit. Like, there is like fire and brimstone kind of visuals with Hades. Vulcan is the Roman god of fire. Okay. Let's get a little bit from this because I feel like this might be more applicable. Oh, dude. Cool. What a normal looking guy, except for those fucking teeth. Interesting. Hades is keeper of underground valuables. Ooh, that's interesting. So, okay, well, hold on. Let's think about this. Also, this needs a title. Puzzles. Brainstorm for puzzles. Okay. Do we want to have some kind of like deep underground area? And in that case, there will be some overlap of like a volcanic mountain and its themes. But we should maybe keep the things that are related to Hades for that. I kind of like that idea. Maybe like, how about like, we'll just call it like magma caverns. Oh, I lost the bolding. I don't like that you do that. I understand a lot of word processors do that, so you're not crazy, Miro. I just don't like it. Okay, and then we'll just... Alright, Hades is the keeper of underground valuables. That is a cool idea. No. I want to make you bigger. Okay. Back to volcano deity. Okay, so... Oh. Yahweh? Like full-on Yahweh? He's like God. Isn't he just everything? Huh. Suggests that the ancient Hebrews worshipped or associated their god with a volcano. Like, because he gets mad and then just like blows his fucking lid? Interesting. Okay, well, let's just find... Where's Vulcan? Ooh, and Hephaestus is an interesting one too. Ooh. So, Hephaestus is like a blacksmith. So this might also be more appropriate to be related to Hades. Okay. Related to underground stuff. Hephaestus and Hades would potentially be related to like an underground area where we might have like forges and things. But maybe Hephaestus could dip his toe into the mountain area. We could have like a lava river and some forges and shit. Volcano is cool to tie with snakes, since snakes search for heat. That's cool. I also like the idea of making some kind of like fire snake, because it searched for heat so much that it became like not only comfortable with dealing with heat, but like adept at wielding it. And that's kind of what I want to do with all of the creatures in this world, is that like this world is infused with magic, and magic isn't really magic. A scientist could explain it, but that's no fun. It just allows for the potential things are much more likely to happen. Like a snake that can like swim in magma and like spits magma at you or something. Also, shit, is it magma when it's underground? And it's lava when it's above ground? Yeah, below or within. Okay. So he would either one. He could do either one. Also dragons. Yeah, I definitely want to have a dragon. Probably quite a few different kinds of dragons of multiple elements. You gotta have an ice dragon that breathes like ice breath. But yeah, definitely a fire breathing dragon. We'll have to come up with some cool, like Charizard's cool, but like he needs something else. He needs something unique about him. Ooh, reflection for water. Now, that might, okay. So that could kind of overlap with like mirrors, but if we just use reflection for like information, that's a really cool idea. Where should we put it? Maybe up here with waves. Reflections for info. That's a cool idea. Like you enter an area and you can see like a pool, and the pool has you can see things reflected in the pool, and something is wrong with the reflection, and your job would be like to fix the reflection. Like there's a rock in the wrong spot, and you go and fix that, and then like, hey, you get a treasure chest. Dragons might be like ancient amalgamations, like ancient combinations of things. And the moon is good with reflections too. That's an interesting point. Yeah. Dang. Okay. This is good. I got more ideas for the first biome too. We really let a fire dragon that you're taller than be cool in the 90s. He's still cool. He's still cool, Team Worm. Don't be like that. There's the on my shelf. There's literally a picture of a Charizard. It's kind of hard to see. Here, let me go. Let's go full for a second. He's right up there. He's up right above my head. He's cool. Don't hate on the Charizard. He's fucking cool, bro. He's a short king, but he's a king, you know? Maybe we collapse mountain and volcano. The mountain area and the like volcano / underground. I think I want them to be separate, but I like the idea that they share some themes. I think that's kind of a cool. There's a game called The Witness that if you haven't played, like everybody should fucking play that game. But it does a really cool thing where it has multiple different areas with different kinds of puzzles. And then as you get deeper into each area, you will see rules from different areas brought in. And sometimes that means you get confused and have to stop. But sometimes it actually helps you because you might not fully understand a concept that you've just learned in a new area. And then when you see that new concept presented with something old, you have like more ground to understand it. So I like the idea of them having overlap. So we could have things that we agree are more focused on underground and things we agree that are mountain focused, but we could also have a shared in between. I think that's a cool idea. It's kind of how I want to go for now. Yeah, let's get some themes. Oh, Vulcan's the god of volcanoes and deserts. And metalworking. And the forge. Okay, so Vulcan actually overlaps with Hephaestus quite a bit. I know they're one is Roman, one is Greek. I kind of thought they had different regions. For mountains, there's verticality and climbing, ores and gems. Resonance. What do you mean by resonance? Earthquakes. Ooh, yeah, like stone falls, like rock slides. Now ores and gems, I feel like you could find underground too. This is why I think they do have some overlap, but those are good. Those are good things to add. So for the mountain, sure, verticality is important. And I think we'll know that has to do with climbing. If verticality is not a word, fuck you, it's a word. We're using it. I'm done listening to you, Miro. Earthquakes for sure. Rock slides, I think, is how we'll say stone falls. Ore/gems. Resonance as in crystals. Oh. Yeah, okay. That's my fault. I should have been able to get that connection. Okay. Crystal resonance for sound or destruction. Ooh, that's fucking good. That could also be an underground thing, for sure. But yeah, that's a really cool idea. You could have crystals that you hit that like emit like an audio, like a note, a musical note, and you need to like make a certain pattern of them. Start easy. Like an easy one would be hit all the ones that make the high-pitched noise, not the low-pitched. The next one might be like make a scale, like all the rising notes in order. And then yeah, it's a cool idea to have it be like a destructive force. Like you resonate the right ones and they like destroy themselves. Ooh, sure, bridges, yeah. Why not? What else can we do? Zoom in a little bit. Now, echoing, I feel like might be more of an underground thing, but I think we could leave it here for now. That can definitely be an idea. Oh, Vulcan's Greek counterpart is Hephaestus. Huh. All right. So, like, I guess here's some obvious ones, like fire, forging, lava. Yeah, I guess smithing would be included with forging. And I think we'll get all of these down and then we'll kind of piece apart which ones should also be underground or which ones should only be underground. Because yeah, I really think doing things with like echoes, if we could work it into a puzzle, would be for underground areas or like a cave inside of a volcano or a mountain, that's certainly possible. But since an underground like lava cavern is all cave, it would be a more hospitable place for echoes to find their thematic home. Vulcanalia. Fuck, dude. That sounds cool. Okay. I guess because of fire, like change could be important. Ooh, mountain monasteries. So like remoteness. There we go. Oh my God, words just don't look right today. That's a cool idea, like having like remote shrines where like people would come and like pray or like focus on inner thought. I don't know what we would do for puzzles like that, but I feel like that could lead to something. Maybe we should look at different gods as well. I don't really care about where his name came from, unless that gets us to other themes. Roman tradition maintained that it was related to Latin words, the origin of Vulcan's name, connecting to lightning. Fulgur, fulgir, fulmen, which in turn was thought of as related to flames. Ah, sure. This interpretation is supported by some guy in his etymological dictionary as meaning luster. Ooh. Titans are... do you mean chthonic? As in crude earth power. Holy shit, that's a word? That's a cool word. Cool. Oh no, it is chthonic. Okay, great. Great. I honestly didn't know it was specifically for the underworld. I thought it was like nefarious. Cool. Okay. That is an interesting idea. Yeah, the Titans generally are kind of evil. Do we put that? I guess we put that for underground, right? Maybe we'll put them all here. We'll copy paste, and then we'll kind of weed things out. Oh my god, it's CHTH. There needs to be a fucking vowel in there. Like, just give me a vowel in there. English, whatever language this comes from. Vulcanus may represent a god of the fire named Volca, and attached to the suffix no, a typical appendage indicating the god's domain. Oh, that's cool. So like Vulcan lives in a volcano. That's fun. Okay, let's look at other fire god. I think we might have enough here though. You read it as Chthonic. Maybe that is how you're supposed to pronounce it. It was right on my... It was right on my fucking thing. This says it's pronounced Thanic.
Phonic.
Why do you even have the CH there? All right. All right. Yeah, Team Worm, you are correct. It might surprise you. I've never heard anybody say that word. Now I'm wondering, isn't there an H.P. Lovecraft creature called a Chthonian, but it might be a Thonian? Oh, it's actually classic mythology. Hey, well there we go. This is what I was thinking of. The fucking worm monster guy. I have a little painted miniature of him for a board game. Huh. Okay, so Lovecraft was just referencing mythology, and so that is probably just Thonian. That's so much more boring. I loved the idea of H.P. Lovecraft making a name I can't say. He didn't do that. And you don't, Greeks did it, and it's not even a name I can't say. It's just easy to say. You know it from Hades. Oh shit, I played quite a bit of Hades. I don't remember that. Blacksmith is a very hermit-like profession. That's an interesting view. Yeah, that is probably true. People probably don't want to hang around while you're hammering metal all day, right? In the Middle Ages, they were portrayed as magicians and also flame-related. Give them a strong connection to hell. Sure. That's I think that crossover means we should kind of decide like forging will be like a little bit themed with the volcano and mountains, but also heavily themed for the like underground lava caverns. And maybe that means like there's just traditional forging up here, but we get into some really interesting like huge forges that where you need to go to create like special kinds of weapons are only found like down in the lava caverns. And at one point some society lived down there, and now their city has been taken over by hostiles. And that is absolutely a reference to World of Warcraft. The first 40-man raid takes place past this like dwarven city, but they're all like hostile and like evil now. And to be able to skip past that dwarven city and get into the 40-man raid without going through the city, you have to like get yourself attuned to the core. And to do that, you go through the dwarven city and like interact with something at the very end of it. But then also there is a special forge where you can go to make special items that's at the very end of it. It's fucking cool. Fuck. In lava caverns, you might have an alloying and molten pools of metal. There's enough heat to purify it for a prolonged time. That's a really interesting idea. I like the idea of like those things like naturally occurring, and then creatures that would live in or interact with those things. Like almost like if you would encounter onyx, the rock snake, in like mountainous areas, but then you go down to the lava caverns, and then that's where you would see like a steelix for the first time. An onyx that lives in pools of liquid metal, and because of that has like liquid metal coating him or something like that. That's a cool idea. Okay, let's throw that in as well. So like alloy slash we'll just say like pools of molten metal. That's fucking cool. And again, we'll copy this whole thing, put it down below with the lava caverns, and cut out what we don't want. We'll bold the things that we think overlap with both. Okay, so Vulcan, you're done. I closed you, but then I had to reopen a previous tab. Okay, so what other cool lava gods do we have? Hephaestus also includes like craftsmen in general. Is there a way that we could bring that into puzzles that would be better than just blacksmithing or metal forging? I really don't think so. Ooh, gas and ventilation might be an idea. That's a good idea. Especially, for the underground area. Definitely a good idea. Damn, Dirk Lover. You got most of the ideas. I feel like since you showed up, you have like more ideas than I do. I appreciate it. Wayland is what, German? Is that on here? Hold on. I didn't want to type the W with the weird funny E after it. Huh. Okay, hold on. Let me just type it in. It's spelled in a much more boring way for us non-accent mark users. A master blacksmith originating in Germanic heroic legend. Described as the weird and malicious craftsman. They've all got to be like weird and mean, or just ostracized for some reason. Give me a cool, personable blacksmith, god, hero, whatever. Oh, cool, a fucking coin with his name and runes on it, dude. Oh, that's so fucking cool. Imagine how fucking proud of yourself you must have been if you made a coin and then like people started using that thing to trade. Like, holy shit, you must have felt so cool. Damn. It's just like an idea that like you hear about and then you're like, oh yeah, everybody like uses money. But like somebody was the first motherfucker to do that. And not just like trade shells or something. Like they fucking made this. That's so cool. Whoa, what is this? Volan's smithy in the center. Neohad's daughter to the left. Okay, I see how that would be a smithy. It's got the little tongs and stuff. Oh god, and Nohad's dead son's hidden to the right of the smithy. Okay, well, that's neither here nor there. Oh my god. Okay, well, the title of that was Wayland spelled normally, but holy shit. I know that's an umlaut. Is that just a regular accent mark? Damn, I wish they would tell me how to pronounce this. Where you at? Where you out, pronunciation thing? Damn. Damn. Oh, that's a butt. Let's get out of here. Stupid. Stupid ancient people drawing butts everywhere. It's also a funny thing that blacksmith gods are often hamstrung. Well, yeah, like Hephaestus is like fully crippled, right? Or is he just ugly? Dang it, I can't remember. I feel like it's like a weird metaphor because they're like, their work makes them not sociable and their work makes them like disabled because they're just like stuck working around these dangerous things. And maybe a blacksmith is actually very likely to injure themselves. Might be a reasonable read to get from that. I fucking love those kinds of things reflected in human stories. It's so cool. It's such a like beautiful, strange way to express truths about the world as like not truths. It's so fun. I think we might be good. I think we might have what we need. Ooh, sculpting is interesting. I don't know. No, I think we've got enough. I think we've got enough for today. Closing. Oh my god, I have like 20 tabs opened. Okay, back down to 1. All right, so let's bold what we think overlaps with both. Verticality seems more like mountain themed. Ooh. Earthquakes for sure both. You got like lava, you got things moving around. Ooh, magnetism. For sure. For sure. Yeah. Rock slide seems more mountain themed to me. Okay. And actually, yeah, I guess this will be a little bit more difficult, but I kind of want to just have it in both spots. So add that into here. And actually, I'm just going to put that over here for now. Oh my god, it's tiny. Okay. So verticality we're taking out of the magma caverns. Oh, wait, for this, can we... Hold on, there's got to be a way... Yes. Okay, we're just going to zoom in. We'll have them right next to each other. Okay, and then rock slides, I think, are more volcano. What about, like, a lamb that you have to protect from mines? Oh my god, teamwork. Maybe. Not here. But maybe somewhere. Also, I hate that goddamn lamb. How about a fucking rat who doesn't blindly go where you go? He follows the fucking cheese and he'll clear stuff out for you. You still have to protect him from mines, but you get some shit back for that. You know? Fuck. Fucking... Oh my god. I'm triggered. Mountain goats will protect you better than you could protect them. Well, that's an interesting idea. Certainly a symbiote mountain goat with like magic fucking powers probably could. I don't know if he would protect me though. I feel like he would just stand on a rocky cliff edge and look at me and just judge me. I feel like goats just stare a lot. Or headbutting. That's making funny noises, staring off into the distance at things, and headbutting is what I associate with goats. Mountain goats specifically. So bring back the egg/child in a mountain bird nest. Okay, so bird theme for sure for mountain specifically. And sure, like returning, okay, and that's actually like a puzzle idea. So like, returning an egg. Bird egg. Returning bird egg to nest. That's a fun idea. What's that, Mario 64? There's that penguin that like lost its baby and you bring back the obvious baby and the penguin's like, that's not my fucking baby. Stupid. She wants the other baby. They look the same. She wouldn't know. Ooh, mountain is the closest we might have lightning. That is an interesting idea. We're already tinkering, or we're already like, we're dealing with metal themes. We would be high up. I think you could also have like thunderstorms on a like a grass plain could be a thing as well. And that's a little bit scarier because if you were carrying metal through a place like that, a wide open area, there's less places for lightning to strike, so it would very likely strike you since there aren't any other objects to draw away. But we should have that. We should have that. And this is, thankfully, this is again another thing that would be, hold on. Nope, I'm writing in the wrong spot. Got myself screwed up. Okay. So we need to take bird and thunder and we need to put that up here. And then we need to take this and it goes in here. Now let's bump that up a little bit. Okay. So we keep going through the list. Orange gems. That's definitely both. That's a both motherfucker if I've ever seen one. Crystal resonance could absolutely be both. Mojito. Oh my god. One moment. Sassy cat. Hey. Hey. Oh, she wants nothing to do with me. She's not a fan of this, of the room changing. She'll regularly just like, she walks in here and she like looks up at everything and then she just walks out. She's like, what the fuck? What did you do? Meowito. Does her meowing come through in the mic? She is like, she's in the hallway just like laying on it. She's like, wow. Like she's fucking like, she's trying to tell me she's dying or something. But then I go attend to her whenever she does this. And then like, I sit down with her and she just like starts purring and playing with me. So like, she was fucking fine. She's just like, I need attention and I don't want to go sit on your new desk because it's weird. She's so sweet though. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna pick her up and put her on my desk. I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab that girl. All right. We got her. Will she lay down, though? That is the question. Oh, maybe. Hello, ma'am. You're so sweet. We love you. Everybody loves you, Momo. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, she wants lap time. Oh, well, I got stuff to do. I gotta finish up the stream. Then take a fucking nap, probably. Ooh, actually, maybe just a bath. Like, I never take baths, but just like sitting in a hot pile of water. Ooh. Ooh, that sounds lovely. I am thoroughly sore, like everywhere. Just from lifting just like not even that much heavy stuff. Mostly not heavy things. Taking it all out into the living room, then taking the heavy things out into the living room. And then doing all of that in reverse. So sore. So sore. Okay, Mojito, you're gonna need to sit down. I'm just gonna ignore you now, okay? Okay? That's not okay. All right, we'll try to just work around her. An onsen or hot springs as a theme. Yeah, hot springs would be a cool a little like a thematic area for like a shrine or something. Get all the frozen macaques in the pools. That's cute. Yeah, that's actually a fun idea. Like you could find creatures that are like frozen or creatures that were like too hot and get them into the right environment. Since like a mountain area can easily have both like snow on the outside of it and cold, but also like lava and heat on the inside. Yeah, that's a cool idea. Do we have... Let's see, what would we add? Like... Ooh, no, maybe we just add this in the puzzle section. Like, get frozen or hot creatures into the right area. And then... what? Yeah, I guess hot springs we should just add here. For the mountain, it might be heavy wing emphasis, like birds and things. Yeah, I think so for sure. I think that's why we should have birds as like the main. Oh, heavy wind emphasis, like windmills and things. Yeah. Ooh. Yeah, maybe we save hot springs for the lava place, but maybe not. Maybe we do like minimal hot spring stuff in the mountain area internally. But then also in the lava caverns, we have hot springs. We'll have to see. We'll play it by ear. We have more than enough stuff to deal with now, so we can easily remove some things if they don't work really well. Bridges seem more heavily like a mountain thing, especially having puzzles around like accessing certain things based on bridges. So then that means we should take it out of here. Echoes, I feel like probably more. We're gonna need things for the magma cavern specifically, so let's focus on those being in the magma cavern. Fire is absolutely in both of them. Forge, absolutely in both. Lava, both. Change is a little too broad. I don't think we actually need that. That is too broad. And then let's go down here and kind of copy everything. Nope, you're just for down here. Okay, it's Fire Forge and Lava that are all also bold. Remoteness, I think, will just be mountain. Phonic, just magma caverns, probably. Pools of molten metal, just the lava, magma caverns. Gas ventilation, same thing. Magnetism, you could have both for sure. So then, for sure, take out gas and ventilation from up here. Pools of molten metal. So cool. Sounds so cool. I want to have it. I want to have it up here just because it's cool. And that Thonic as well. You're gone. Okay. Anything we need to add down here? We added some more. I mean, you could have hot springs down in the magma caverns. I don't know if the puzzles would be the same around them, but they could be there. Even if we just had like animals that lived in them. They're like hanging out in the hot springs. Yeah, actually that'd be kind of cool to have like kind of the reverse of the Onyx Steelix situation where you would assume like Steelix are more mature, older Onyxes. What if you had a reverse where the magma caverns underground are like a safe place for some kind of creature to raise its young? And then, so maybe they live in hot springs, both in magma caverns and in mountains, but you see them, you see like the babies and the lower form down in the hot springs, but then you see like the mature final forms up in the mountaintop caverns, in the mountaintop hot springs. Oh my God. It's more like geysers for magma caverns. Well, you could have both, right? Because the geyser could essentially lead to there being a hot spring. But yeah, I think geyser would be a good thing to add for sure. It would really get at the I don't know, the volatile nature of a magma cavern, which you could also have that in an active volcano for sure. But I think just for the sake of having a nice spread of things for each area, we'll put that in the magma cavern spot for now. Okay, so I don't just have wind. So I think we'll just write wind and then windmills or other machinery. Although I guess really a windmill would be more likely to be somewhere easily accessible, right? So this should be bolded because it'll be shared with like the grasslands. And so let's just like add that in here. Got all sorts of periods and commas in between all these ideas. Oof, I'm gonna have to fix that. Ooh, aligning boulders onto a geyser. Yeah, that's fucking cool. Yeah. Okay, yeah. Geyser boulder puzzle. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And you could maybe even combine magnetism with that, like put a magnetic boulder into the geyser so it can get launched and then go somewhere else to be affected by magnetism. Dang. Yeah, I'm not sure exactly how to incorporate lightning into the puzzles. It would be interesting to have the player like place lightning rods to intentionally like bring lightning down to solve a puzzle by having it go to certain spots. So yeah, I guess really it's not just thunder, it's lightning and thunder. Thunder is the noise, lightning is the electricity. So yeah, lightning rods could be cool. That would be an interesting thing to worry about as far as placement, like where you put things, what you do with them, to either allow yourself safe access forward. Like maybe there's an area where you're just gonna get like struck by lightning and basically killed, and then you'll have to respawn somewhere safe. And the only way to get through is to have lightning rods. So you have to place rods and go activate arc machinery to activate all the rods. Ooh, that would be interesting. So like in some situations you're using the lightning rods to deal with actual lightning. And then in other situations you're using the lightning rod as like part of a circuit. That is an interesting idea. So we could call those like lightning rod circuit. Lightning rod plus circuits plus machines as a puzzle idea. It's a cool idea. Yeah, that would be really interesting. Okay, cool. So I think... Ooh, dang. Okay, we need to figure out what our last thing is going to be. So I think we have enough concepts to build puzzles around for our third biome. But I want to get before finishing. And Temetzi's gonna have to wait a week. I will absolutely promise we will play Temetzi next week when I'm not exhausted as fuck. So for the mountain dungeon, we need some kind of situation. So it could just be like a dragon. Hey, I did type something and you didn't fucking do it, Miro. It could just be a dragon. That's kind of boring though. I think the monastery is a funny concept, or a crypt. A monastery being really big would be interesting. I think a crypt could be cool because like crypts are often like ornate and filled with superstition. So there could be reason for there to be all sorts of weird like contraptions or strange twisting pathways that lead into unexpected places. So how about like so maybe a mountain crypt. Also an interesting idea to put your dead to rest in like a remote mountain. A monastery with a storm tied to it is definitely a cool idea. I mean, that could be the monastery could be on top of the crypt. And it could be like a place where you pray or consider the dead. Pray for them, think about them, reflect upon their lives and your life going forward without them. So that's a cool like setting. But then what has gone wrong here? What could make a mountain stop functioning as a mountain? Either like the inside is like frozen over, or what if there is like machinery or other things in this mountain that are meant to function from like a lightning storm, but like something else is absorbing all the lightning? I guess in either of these situations, it could just be a dragon. Like some ice dragon could come and be like, okay, this is my home now. I'm freezing over all the lava. Too bad for everything that lives here. I got kicked out of my domain, so now I'm going to kick you guys out. Thomas, you are a nuisance. Okay, I'll give you a scratch. Thank you. You're such a sweet boy. Please don't press any buttons. Buddy, okay, you know, I can feed you early today. Yeah. Fungi absorbing all the energy. Oh my god. So what, they're just overgrown everywhere. Fungi seems more like a theme for a grassland dungeon. Yeah. Or like a swampy one. Yeah, I think you're right. Don't know about just having this be like a dragon and it's like brood. Ooh, we need something else cool. And a reason that things would be like destroyed. So that you, like I mentioned before, you would have a map, but the map won't be accurate. There will be all sorts of doorways that are blocked or walls that are just broken down that you can get through, that the map says you can't go through. Dragon is definitely the easiest thing to do here, though. What? Maybe just some kind of like cool lightning bird. Maybe like a lightning bird that is like haunted by the spirits of the dead because the spirit world is not functioning right. I'm gonna say because the spirit world is all backed up. And that will tie into something I do need to expand upon more at some point. The way that like this world has a natural cycle of rebirth. That is, the magic in this world is part of that natural cycle, and the magic is like waning because that cycle has been disrupted by probably like people who are using technology and like polluting or destroying resources that used to be recycled is no longer being recycled. A good metaphor for, like fascism and capitalism destroying the world. And how about an ancient monolith that jails the dragon, but now the dragon got fused with it? Whoa. Whoa. I kind of want to avoid dragon. That is a cool idea. I mean, we could just do that with the Thunderbird. So how could we work that in? Because I really like the idea of like this Thunderbird being like haunted or becoming like evil, not because it's evil, but because of like spirits that are like trapped or like stuck. And the spirits are also not evil, but they're just like going crazy because they can no longer cycle through the normal cycle of life and death and rebirth. And then that burden of them not being able to leave is like messing with this bird that was normally like a guardian of this place. And now that bird has just become like vile, corrupted. I don't know. How about having spirit magnetic circuits? Ooh. Oh my god, that's funny you wrote circuit. Close. You'll get there, yeah. It's okay, Dirk Lover. I'm having a worse day for that than you are, so it could be worse, I guess. I guess that's not really consolation. Sorry you're having a problem. Oh my god. Okay. So I think that's an interesting idea for mechanics. Some kind of like spirit magnetism, because then that's interesting, because then you're taking an idea that is heavily thematic, which is magnetism, and you're connecting it to an idea that is thematic with the rest of the game, which is like the spirit world and the connection between life and death and rebirth, and the power of magic. That's a cool idea. That's a cool idea. Okay, I think this is good enough for now. I need to, God, I think I might actually take a bath. Oh my god. It sounds so nice. I haven't taken a bath in like years. It sounds fucking sweet. I'm not sure next time. I'm not sure if I want to jump back into finishing this. I think it would make sense to leave this as it is with our three kinds of puzzles and our three kinds of biomes, and then start building like a little tiny island that has each of these biomes in it. And then we'll come up with some, because for now I'm just using Pokemon sprites. So we'll come up with like Pokemon to put into it. And we don't need to adhere to all of the rules that the Pokemon world does for these Pokemon. But we'll still, like, if we grab a Rattata, we want it to act like a rat. and the things that we have it doing as it goes around, we'll figure out like, what is it going to eat? Okay, it's going to eat like a berry. Okay, we need to put that berry in the world. We need to get an object, a bush, that's going to be the kind of berry the rattatas eat. Stuff like that. And then we'll just kind of like build out the map, and it won't have any functionality. It'll have all the objects in it. And then I'll start trying to work on the logic for everything. And what I'll try to do is off of stream, I'll try to get the leads figured out. I don't want to just be sitting here Google searching with no idea in my head. I want to like find some good videos, find the good parts of the videos for like tutorials, or honestly, I would prefer like written documentation for how to do like navigation for NPCs in a 2D game or whatever. But you know, I'll try to get all that stuff ready to go so we can actually have like a productive next few streams. But yeah, I think that's gonna do it for today. And thanks for hanging out, dudes. This was a lot of fun. Sorry I had to like restart the stream. I think I lost like 3 or 4 people from that, but you know, shit happens. I was dumb and restarted my computer and forgot that I had the VPN set to automatically start back up, but what can you do? Mistakes are mistakes. So yeah, that's all. This was a good time. Have a nice day. Sorry you haven't seen a stream restart. It was before you were, you know, it was before you were here, Dirk Lover. You missed it. You're lucky you missed it. You missed one of my many fuck ups. It wasn't entertaining. It was mostly just annoying. I don't know. But yeah, I'll be back tomorrow playing some Elden Ring, and I'll see you guys around. Have a nice day. Take it easy.